Joker was released in 2019 and was directed by Todd Phillips. It tells the story of Arthur, and he's been bullied for most of his life, and his life starts to break down and he becomes messed up in the head. The Joker was a movie I didn't plan on seeing, and I didn't really want to see it either. I had seen bits and pieces of it, and what I saw was it's quite an unpleasant film. I was requested to review the movie by Marvel Fanboy 2004. Now, some people may think that since I'm reviewing Joker, will I lead on to reviewing more scary slash horror films? I say that because the Joker kind of has the vibes of a horror movie. I'm going to say this, but no, I still don't review horror films. This was the only one I'd do because I did think about it and I kind of wanted to see it, and I wanted to, get a request done. So I watched The Joker last night. What do I think of it? I think it's good. Yes, I think it's good. I think it's a very good film. I think it did what it wanted to do. The story is quite unpleasant. It's a very depressing, dark story. It takes itself very, very seriously. It's a very uncomfortable film. It's very, very, very uncomfortable, and I wouldn't recommend it to people who get uncomfortable around movies like that, as I felt uncomfortable myself watching it. It's a lot of it just does feel disturbing. Well, maybe not disturbing, but just quite. It's quite violent, and it doesn't get super violent until the third act. But when they do get violent, it does go to the extreme. I think they had to go to the extreme, though. I think they wanted to capture a film about the realistic world, and I think they did that well. They wanted to tell a story, they did it what they wanted, and the film did its job of making me uncomfortable, so I give the film props on that. It did its best and it did well. They wanted a story about, depressing, and they did it well. They did it correctly, I think. I think the story was well written, it's well thought out, it's very well, it knew how to take itself seriously, and I think I appreciate and respect the movie for that. Even if it did make me uncomfortable, I still respect the movie for what it was trying to convey. It did a very good job of, capturing the real world, capturing depression, and I think they just captured a good job. They wanted to do, a pretty dark, violent story, like I said, and it did its job. So again, it's a massive, achievement for the movie. The story wants to be something. They did it. They did it well. The acting is, for the most part, really, really good. I think Joaquin Phoenix does an excellent job as Joker, aka Arthur. I think the acting for him, you could just tell he's so invested. He cares about, what he's putting into the character, and you can just tell, like, he really cares about the script, and he cares about, the character he's playing. So I just think, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job, and he was more than deserving of that best actor for the Oscar this year. He did a very good job, and I think that was a brilliant job at acting. So, well done, man. And yeah, the acting is just it's excellent. Everyone's enjoying their roles, and it's fantastic. Arthur, aka Joker, was a very well written character. They wanted a character who was suffering through a lot of pain, and they did that, and they wrote him well. I don't have much to say about the other characters, but they serve their roles well, and I think, the characters are all pretty well balanced. So the music, it's a little repetitive. It's got that dun dun dun. You hear it quite a lot, but it kind of has to because the film wants is trying to be depressing. So I think it works. But yeah. So overall, while I definitely wouldn't watch it again, I will say I did enjoy it. They did what they wanted with the story, and they did it well. The acting is excellent, and the characters serve their roles well. The music is a little bit repetitive, but it doesn't really bother me all that much. I'm gonna give The Joker a 10 out of 10. So yeah, I did like this film. It's got no flaws for me, but I did like it. I definitely wouldn't watch it again, like I said, but it's a good film. It's definitely a very good film, and yeah, that's all I'll say. It just if I was to recommend it to someone, depends on the kind of person you are. If you're sensitive to like violence, then you definitely wouldn't like it because the film is quite scary. It's the darkest movie I've ever watched in my life, to be honest, but it's a very dark film and it's a very unpleasant film too. But it's good, it did its job correctly. So yeah, stay tuned for my next review. Until then, guys, skadoosh everyone and take care.